Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ingrid and this is Ingrid Reads a Lot. In today's video, I wanted to be petty. And I was thinking about this the other day when I was filming my recent reads. There are certain things in like a plot of a book or the description of the book that when I see them, I don't want to read it. Like automatically not for me. And I like to be proved wrong. So sometimes I still read books that contain these things just to like shake things up. And I'm going to tell you guys about my weirdly specific bookish tropes that I don't like. I kind of have like a mix of character tropes and plot tropes and all the kind of like different types of things that we see recurrently in books. And I have my notebook with me to tell me because I wrote them down. All right, one of the biggest things is memory loss of any kind in a character. Like the character wakes up because he can't remember. And I'll try to give you guys examples. The first one I can think of is, what's the name of that book by Blake Crouch? Pines by Blake Crouch is the first in the trilogy. And the book starts out like this. The main character can't remember anything. And you're kind of piecing together with him what happened. And I hate it. I absolutely hate it. I did not like that book, and part of it is the memory thing because I find it kind of cheap. Honestly, I find it kind of like it's a cop-out because it adds tension and adds all these different elements that I just feel like it's a lazy way of doing it. I don't know. I'm not a writer, so like who am I, right? Talk shit about what these authors decide to do, but I cannot stand when there's memory loss of any kind. And I will give you an example of something that I did like with the memory loss angle, and that is Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. I read that despite knowing that the character wasn't going to have any memories because it was a sci-fi and it was set in space, but I really liked that book. So like I said, I like to prove myself wrong a lot, so take what I say with a grain of salt. Those are the two examples of something that I hate in the premise, but I actually enjoy the book. Next up is something that I tend not to read because it really grinds my gears, and that is a Groundhog Day style thing. It happens over and over again, and the character wakes up every day, whatever. I just can't stand it. And I think the only thing I can think of that has this is 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. I didn't read it because I didn't like that. I don't like Groundhog Day stuff. I've watched a couple of movies with that with that type of premise, and I still don't like it. So kind of has like, it's kind of related to the memory thing if you think about it, but I still can't stand it and I won't read it because I don't like it. Next up is, I wrote Posthumous Life a la Charles Dickens, and that the example that came to mind is also something I did not read because the premise does not appeal to me because I can't stand that type of thing, is The Midnight Library, because it's usually a character that was shitty in their life and then they die, and then either they're living different lives like to try to figure out what happened to the life, or they are trying to redeem themselves in some sort of way, and I just don't care. Like, you died. That's what you get for being a dick your whole life. I'm being really mean right now. I need to relax. But yeah, I can't stand it. The only book that is kind of in this vein that I want to check out, that I haven't checked out yet, is called The Names. And the only reason why I want to check this out is because Shoshana said that it is really good. And she thought I would like it. This one it's similar in the sense, but it's not about memory. It's more of like the character lives different lives based on which name she chooses to put in her kid, something like that. And I'm like, okay, I guess I don't like the repetitiveness of it, I guess, is my problem. We'll see. I'm gonna try that one out. I also did not read The Midnight Library. I don't know if I said that. Next up in my petty tangent, we have Switching Places a la The Parent Trap. And it's not in the same vein, but I'll explain in a second. I can't find it. I don't know where it is. Jesus, help me. Do I even own the book anymore? I know I do because a new one's coming out and I want to read it. But, oh, it's right here. See? I don't know where I keep my crap. All right. The book that I like that is similar, like the Switching Places thing, is called Long Live Evil by Sarah Reese Brennan. In this one, the main character, like, is dying, and she ends up going into her favorite fantasy, and she switches places, or she takes the place of an evil person, like a villain in the story. And I was a little bit wary going into this book because of that, but I ended up really enjoying it. And this book is not in the, like, it's not switching places in the sense of like, oh, the peasant has to switch places with the princess to save the princess' life. This is more of like, she goes into this world that is a fantasy world and she ends up like being this character that's evil. Anyway, I really want to read the second book that's coming out, I think in June. Let me put this back. All right, are you guys ready for me to read my next one? This one just says nope at the end, and it's second chance romance. I cannot stand this, and the thing is, you broke up the first time for a reason. Unless you surgically changed personalities, I don't think you can redeem yourself, in my point of view. Is that harsh? It is, because people deserve a second chance. But like, for some reason, when it comes to like second chance romances, I just cannot stand it. I just can't. Like, as soon as I see that premise of like, oh, they were together and now they're like not together and then they're gonna fall in love again, I'm like, ugh, boring, next. Like, I'd much rather like a really good enemies to lovers than a second chance romance. I don't know why, I just cannot stand it. And yeah, that's all I wrote. Nope. All right, this one I'm gonna spoil the book that I'm gonna give as an example, but I think a lot of people have read it, so I think it's okay. But first, I have to tell you the book in order to tell you what the thing is, because I don't want to spoil it for anyone that hasn't read it. And I'm talking about House of Sky and Breath. It's the second book in the Crescent City series by Sarah J. Maas. And the trope that I don't like is the I knew it all along trope. And I wanted to murder this main character when I read this book, because the second book is like the whole time, okay? I'm never going to forget this. The whole time we're looking for this kid that's missing, including the main character, okay? And at the end of the book, we find out that she knew where he was all along. And she just like, oh yeah, I put him away and he's safe. I've read 500 pages looking for this kid and you knew where he was. I was so upset. And yeah, never do that to me again, because I cannot stand that. It's a cheap cop-out. And maybe there were hints in the book. I haven't reread this, so I can't tell you. But maybe there were hints in the book that I just didn't pick up. But I was appalled by what Sarah J. Maas did to me in that second book. I can't stand it. Next up, we have children in books that don't sound like children. They sound like 40-year-old jaded characters, like the author, I should say. And an example of this is Baby Teeth by Zoe Sage. I used to have a copy of this and I traded it in because I couldn't stand to look at the book anymore. No, I'm kidding. So the thing is, this is like a scary book about the kid. The little kid wants to like her mother, right? And we get a point of view from the kid. The kid, I think, is like 7 in the book, and she does not sound 7 in her own head, right? Because we're reading from her perspective, and this kid's like talking like an adult. I'm sorry. Can we not keep track of our characters? And I couldn't stand it. This whole book I'm reading, and I'm kind of like hate reading it, because at this point I'm like, this is not a 7-year-old kid. And I know you're gonna say that it's, oh, they're evil or whatever, but then they're not a kid. I don't know. That really bugs me when a character does not sound their age. And this is like very obvious when it's supposed to be like a child than when it's like a teenager or whatever, because that you can kind of like, oh, they're like a grown-up teenager or whatever, fine. Or when it's an adult and they sound like a teenager, that doesn't bother me as much. But it's like when it's very obvious, it really annoys me. I'm very tired of being petty. But next up we have when a POV in a multi-POV book does not add anything to the plot or the book at all. And an example of this is Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I don't know. There was like, so this book is about a band and they broke up, and like we're reading interview style questions from different members of the band to kind of figure out what happened, right? And that sounded intriguing to me. And some of those people like didn't add anything to the book, and I was annoyed that I had to read it. That was one of the books that I heard that I really didn't like. Last but not least, we have one that really, really irks me. And it's when you get like an open-ended ending or unexplained things in the book. And one or two like little things like plot or whatever, it doesn't bother me. It's when the entire book kind of leaves it up to the reader as like, meh. I don't know, whatever you think happened is what happened. Or like when the ending of the book, it's like, is this even real? Did that even happen? Like, or is this like a fever dream and we don't even know about it? Like, I hate that kind of thing. And I will give you an example of it, but it's a spoiler obviously because it's about the ending. But it's We Used to Live Here by Marcus Cleaver. And that book has so many unexplained things. Like literally the book doesn't explain anything. It's like a multiverse type thing. And I don't know. Was the book even real? Am I even real? What happened? You know? And that's how I felt after reading that book. I don't like it. I like things being explained to me. Please explain it to me like I'm 5 years old and tie it up in a bowl. Thank you very much. That's it. Those are the, what, 7 or 8? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wow, I could have come up with one more, make 10, whatever. Those are the 9 things, weirdly specific plot devices, tropes, whatever you want to call them, that irk me. And if I think of more, I will make another video like this. I hope you guys enjoyed it, even though I'm being very petty. But yeah, obviously this is all for fun. And as you can see, some of them I have read that I enjoyed, and I tried to include that here. But if you have anything else that you don't like, let me know down in the comments, and I will talk to you guys on the next one. Bye.